Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, dude. This is my first time doing it this way, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm just putting it out there now. I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
That's fair. Have you done any like video calls or anything with people?
No, this is my first time using Zoom.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I think I used it with my girlfriend once.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, how
Uh,
you guys doing?
We're I'm doing fine. I don't know how he's doing.
I'm doing fine. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird.
All right, let's just get into it, brother. Sports.
Yeah, man.
How's it
This is
going?
it's going good, man. As you can see, my webcam looks like shit, but I am filming myself right above me. So, so I'll just splice you guys in.
Pop in the footage. That's cool.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
you're a professional. This is you're just a true podcaster now.
I know, man. I don't know what happened. It's just like it's something I've been wanting to do, and then getting around to it's been like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
been fun. It's been fun. Also, I'm not using this mic to talk to you. I am recording that separately, so my audio will be clear.
Yeah, do you want us to use an actual mic? Would that help?
No, it's okay. I think
Okay.
it'll be fine. I don't know, but we'll see. How's it been over there though? How's Texas? You guys opened up before everyone.
Yeah, man. Um,
Are you leaving
People
the house?
just want to do stuff. I don't know. People are
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Are you guys going out and doing stuff or no?
No.
Not really. No. I mean, I like going to Trader Joe's because they're like really
Yeah.
like they had like the Trader Joe's that I go to is like there's a super long ass line because you have to like only 25 people can go inside the store at any given time and 6 feet in between everyone and as you're waiting in
Yeah.
line. So that's been like one of the more like comfortable out of my house experiences. But for the most part, no, dude. I just like because so we're in Austin, obviously, and that's where
Yeah.
the capital is, and people are protesting at state capitals. So it's like
my
people are
God.
protesting at the Capitol here in Austin, and so you think like everything's really chill in Austin because everyone's like very
Uh-huh.
protective.
Yeah.
Austin bands canceled all their shows first. Like everyone was like posting on Instagram, like we're not going to play a show. We're like concerned about the safety of our
Mhm.
community. And I was like, cool, that sounds good. But then also Austin is the place where everyone is like, I need to eat I need to eat some Applebee's. I need to get my hair cuts. I need to do all this
Yes.
stuff. And like Alex Jones is from Austin, so
Oh
he's
yeah.
driving by and doing his like, oh my, we got yeah. So you know, how
Oh
it goes.
man.
It's
That's
crazy.
that is crazy. Yeah, California is just starting to open up, and I'm not interested in leaving my house like at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Like why would you? Yeah.
Yeah, there's really nothing for me to do. But other than that, like there's nothing, man. Like I've been, just trying to write, just trying to record, just trying to do all that stuff, but staying busy as always.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been thinking about. Like my entire like social life is based around playing and attending
Yeah.
like my
Right.
own
Yeah.
and other my friends' shows. So it's
Mhm.
like, what do you want to do? Like go just sit at a bar? Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to do that. So
the
yeah,
cra- some of the craziest things I've been thinking about is how I started Dante Elephante when I was 20 and I'm 30 now. And since I've been 20, I've been living life 6 months at a time. Like in 6 months we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and it's always planning, and I always have something coming up. And now I have nothing coming up.
yeah,
So it's just about working on today's tracks and podcasts and just trying to focus on the day, versus trying to be, in
yeah.
January or in February I'm going to be doing this, and yeah, that
No,
all
it's
went to shit anyway. So
yeah. No, I feel that.
yeah,
I mean, that's like, I feel like honestly, like this year was the first year where we were like thinking in that way, like a
yeah,
month timeline where like, okay, like last year we played in Mexico twice.
mm-hmm,
And we were like planning on going back to Mexico and we had like all these recordings that we were going to do. And we are like, okay, this EP comes at this time and then we're going to do this tour and then this thing happens.
yeah,
And then like the
yep.
one time
There
we
you go.
start to like play out that way, it's like, okay, well, never
Oh
mind.
no. Well, luckily there will be more times to do that.
That's
Luckily.
true.
That's
Yeah,
I hope. So.
hopefully.
I mean, unless we die.
Well, yeah. That's always an option. Yeah. Actually, I asked people to ask me questions on Instagram, and I got one question for you guys, and it actually has to do with Mexico. So let's just get into that. What did you like most about Mexico, and what do you guys think of the Monterey scene?
Oh man, do you want to answer first? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
What did I like? Well, I mean, honestly, I think one of the coolest things going over there was just, dude, everyone's just super down. Like everyone, like I feel like I'm sure you've like dealt with this shit where like you go to a show and there's always people, talking to their friends or being on the back, and they may just be there for your band and they forget about the openers or the people after you. Dude, everyone over there is like they're going to church. It's like they grab like their 40, because everyone over there drinks like 40 ounces of
yeah.
They're not just 40. They're not like what is it called, like that brand?
Like Old English.
Yeah, like
Old
they're
English,
like, actually like Coronas, like all the nice beer, all the nice Mexican beers just come in 40s. So people get their 40s and just literally watch every band, and then after each show they go and follow you, and then they message you and they repost music, and that they did that for like every single band, dude.
Wow.
So that was crazy. So like they would literally, once a band got done, they would go and grab their drinks, chit chat for a little bit, and as soon as the next band came on, back again, just focus on the band, listen to them. It was really crazy, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that was like the biggest, aside from the food, right? But like I think that was like the biggest takeaway, just seeing how like devoted to the shows they are. Like they're going to get their money's worth. They're not there just to, shoot the sheds or like, hang out with their friends. Like they're going to listen to music, which is crazy.
That's amazing, man.
I don't know you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the exact same. I mean, just the fact that people will go, like here, I feel like in Austin, I don't know how it is over there, like in California, but I feel like in Austin, so many venues are just like places that you can go. And like, if you could, people will often just pay a cover so that they can sit in the patio
and hang out,
chill. It's like, if you go to a venue where the drinks are cheap enough, you're like, well, $5 to get into the show, that's fine. I'll just like sit back and I'll listen on the outside speaker to the band. And if I hear a song I like, maybe I'll go inside, but for the most part, I won't. Like,
I would actually say, I think that's like a very unique Austin thing.
Really?
Yeah. I don't go to venues unless there's a show or something.
Yeah. I guess that makes, cause I'm thinking about like, in Houston, that's not really the case. Yeah. Like people will go, I think it depends. Like, I think the thing about Austin is that
there's just so many.
There's like such a high density.
Many.
Yeah. Like there are so many shows on any given night. Like, one of my, which is so sad that I don't have to check it anymore, but like one of my favorite Instagram accounts, it's @ostindie_music. And it's this girl, her name's Shelby, and she just like posts every single week. She'll post like this spreadsheet of all the different bands that are playing at all the different venues in town.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is really awesome. It's like the most
super helpful. Dude.
It's super like there are times where I don't know when we play, so like, I'll go check her Instagram and we're like, oh, okay, we go on at 10:30. That's great to know. And you can just get such a, like on a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday, like the spreadsheet's so long, so many bands are playing, and so you can easily just like go to a little area and then just like almost like show hop the way that a person might like bar hop.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I guess like the density of shows makes it to where people don't really, and also people are like, you pay $5 to see them today. If you don't feel like checking them out that much, they're probably going to play like next week.
Yeah.
At like a different venue, And so like, it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I guess that maybe is a thing here.
Yeah. I think that's totally like a unique Austin thing. And I think the culture of playing, I don't know, of just like going to shows is different there because you guys have South by and this culture of let's just go here. Okay, we'll go here. And it's just like, let's just hang out at this bar because we've been here multiple times. And it's, I don't know. We don't have that in California, I think.
That's so weird.
I know. I wish. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like there's good and bad to it. I mean, the bad is exactly what we're talking about. Like what we appreciate so much about Mexico is that people will like go to the show to see the first, second, third, and fourth band. And like, they'll learn songs beforehand if they'll check them out.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
that was
there, like, I mean, we went. So the first time we went, people already knew some of our songs. They're like, "Can you play this?" And we hadn't practiced it, so we're like, fuck, okay, sure, let's figure it out." But the second time we went, there was people actually like yelling our lyrics and shit, which like that was to me was like, this is I'm not used to this. What is going on? How do you know this?
Like, wait, y'all heard that song before?
Yeah, like I was like, you just play a cover? Like what? Just but yeah,
that's like one of the first times you see people singing your lyrics. You're just like, what? Why are you doing that? Don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that's exactly how I was. I was like, "Oh, please no." I was talking to my mom. No, anyway, yeah, I think that was the coolest thing, man. It was just people, and honestly, people were just so nice, dude. Like we became such a good friends with, like the band that was there. Like we're actually the other day we were just like shh. We're just like shooting the shits on WhatsApp because WhatsApp it's like iMessage over there. But totally. I realized how big of a bonding we created over this trips, and just like they're just like our homies, like our actual friends. So yeah, I don't know. That was cool, man.
Yeah, and I would say like the scene there is insanely like, I don't know, maybe we just got a small sliver of it, but it feels so developed. Like the people that were going to the shows, like, so we played a total of 4 shows there over the course of the 2 times that we went. And like for all the different bands, like everyone knew everyone's songs, and like all of like, and like that, it's just like the support that the local bands were getting from like the local showgoers was just so cool. I was just like, wow.
Were you guys the only touring band?
So the first time that we went, yes. The second time that we went down with like another band from Austin called Glaze. And that time, like that second time that we went, we did like flip-flop headliner shows. So like one night they were the band, the next night. But like for both times that we went, like all of the like Mexico like local bands in Monterrey, they were just like, dude, everyone was like jamming their shit so hard.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, it was, and the bit like, me and Anthony were like talking about this before we even went the first time. We met the people that were like, we met them at South by in 2018. Is that right?
Yeah.
2018.
No, 2019.
2019. Okay, yeah. So we met them at last South by, and they invited us down to go play the show. And I was assuming it was one of those things like, oh, we should play a show together, but like no one ever follows up with that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, for sure. Like if you're ever in like Virginia, you gotta hit me up. I'm never gonna be in Virginia, but cool.
You might go play Richmond, man. Richmond's awesome.
Now I'm like, sorry to all the bands from Virginia.
Yeah, you have to apologize now.
But no, like they hit us up and we're like, yeah, for sure. And then they followed up and we're like, oh, okay, shit. They're like serious about this. But I mean, so I'm from Monterrey, like my family's from Monterrey. Like mom was born in Monterrey. So I used to go to Monterrey, like growing up, like every spring break we would go, and I have like my cousin there and like, or all my cousins there. And I have like vivid memories of like the music, like the rock scene in so it's like alt rock, like like leather bracelet, like
Los Bookies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like Genitalica, like dude.
Oh my god, how about that?
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I hope. I mean, it's really cool to get to go play your music somewhere else. So if we're gonna like go play with like a bunch of like rockeros, like so be it, you know. But then we got there and like this band that we're playing with, like, they're called Dos Magna, and they're fucking awesome. You know, and like that was the thing. Like we had looked into their music and like some of the other bands we were playing with a little bit, but we didn't really like get too deep into it until we started playing with them. I was like, oh shit, these are people like just like anywhere else. They're now that everyone has like Spotify and the internet, and like you can just check out music and get influenced by anything. Like it doesn't matter who you are. Like you can just like that. I remember the day that we met this guy. That ended up like kind of like connecting with us and started bringing us, like he was just wearing like the King Gizzard
nice
shirt, he had like local bands from Austin, like their T-shirts.
Whoa.
What the fuck? You rep harder than I do. Like, so yeah, I mean, it's like the scene there is a lot more like developed than I guess I would have assumed.
Yeah.
Not really, just because like I'm going off of my memories of being there when I was like 10, and they're good bands.
That's awesome, man.
They're all
Mexico's been one of those places I've been wanting to play for a while, and I just haven't done it. Did you guys play with like work with a promoter or a booker? Or, like, how'd you guys get on these shows, or just through friends? Oh no, did we lose you? Can you?
Oh, I can see you again.
Okay.
I just got a notification that says your internet connection is unstable.
Ooh.
But we're back. We're back.
We're back.
Okay. So these shows are kind of booked. I've always wanted to play in Mexico. Were they booked through like a promoter, the venue, or was it just direct from the bands?
It was direct from the bands. Apparently, they kind of handle both of the shows. But yeah,
cool.
it was through that. It was through that band getting them, getting set up. But yeah, we can hook you up, man. Those are great guys. So and you'll have a blast.
Dude, yeah, we gotta do a Brother Sports Dante Elephante tour.
Dude, that's the dream.
Dude, you'll
I'm
break
down.
hearts to get over there.
I'm down. I'm so down.
Cool.
Another thing I was gonna ask. So you guys drove? You drove to these shows?
The first time we flew, the
Okay.
second time we drove.
Okay, what'd you like better? And when you flew, did you have to rent gear or?
So we took our guitars. We took guitars and pedals,
Yeah.
and then amps. They let this band, Doses Máquinas, let us borrow all of their
Cool.
amps, and so everything was backline. But then we took our guitar and pedals. The second time when
It was the same thing, but we just like traveled with it
Yeah.
in the bus.
Like
we
in the
took
car?
we just ended up just.
I mean, I don't know. It depends, right? I enjoyed the drive, to be honest. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, we played a few shows along the way.
Oh, cool.
So that was cool.
How long of a drive is that?
Shit. I mean, it depends on like how you get. So the way that we ended up going whenever we drove, we like specifically kind of went a long ass way in order to like play shows.
Yeah.
Like one of our bandmates is like from McAllen, so we like ended up going to McAllen, which I mean that's a specific town. Like it's like you could drive directly from Austin to Monterrey, like on the same highway. Like the highway is the same highway in United States as it is in Mexico. It's just like named
different. Yeah.
United States. But we ended up like going out of the way. That drive from Austin to Monterrey would actually end up being like probably, I don't know, 6 hours or something like that. It's like not super far. It's not.
Yeah.
super
That's
far.
yeah.
I don't
drive
think
5.
No, I think it's like 9 hours, but
No, it's not, because I used to do it all the time. The thing is, like, whenever you get to the border, it's like if your shit's not together, if your papers are like not organized, and like you end up having and also if you go during like a high volume time.
Dude. Okay, I actually have a funny story.
Oh
So
my god.
talk about papers being taken care of. So okay, so I gotta start with the fact that like so I was born and raised in Guatemala, so I'm a resident of the United States, and I've chosen not to become a citizen yet for personal reasons. Not personal.
Okay.
I have my reasons.
Okay. All right. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
So we go, right. So the way we did this was we drove all the way to McAllen, and from McAllen we took a bus. It was gonna be easier. So when you go to the bus, you have to stop at the what is it called? The consulate? Yeah. No. What is it called? The immigration. You know, like they have to make sure that you're all taken care of. You buy your permit, you're an American. I'm a Guatemalan citizenship. If you're an American, you just need your license or anything, right? But since I'm a Guatemalan citizen, I need to have a passport. Well, I was like, yeah, I got my passport. It's all good. You know, I got my resident card. Yeah, I failed to grab the passport that was active. So I grabbed the expired. So I get there and they're like, yeah, you guys are good. God.
Okay, but also by the way, we're on a bus that's not just like us 5 that are in the bus. we're on a bus with like other people who have regular lives who are like, I need to go to Mexico because I have to go, not because I'm just like bullshitting around. Yeah.
So these people they've been waiting, right? So the guy's like, you can go, referring to the rest of us, right? And then they're like, you can go. And I'm like, wow, what's going on? He's like, well, your passport's expired. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, it is. So he shows me the date. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what are we gonna do? And I think one of them was like, well, if he can go, none of us can go.
Oh yeah, they asked me specific. They asked me like, if he can't go, do y'all all still want to go? And I was like, well, we can't just play an instrumental show.
Yeah, I know he's kind of the singer. He
not,
needs,
I guess we won't go. And so
then I start kind of running around. I call my partner and I'm like, hey, can you go check and see if if I left my passport, can you take? Because the guy's like, if you take a picture, maybe we'll see, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, okay. So I call her. She's trying to figure it out. Nothing. Finally, Isak goes out in the front. We talk to the bus driver, and I guess the bus driver tells Isak, well, there is a way. And Isak's like, what do you mean? He's
like, there's a way.
Oh, there's always a way.
There's a way.
Yeah.
And so I ran back inside, and he was like still on his phone, and I was like, there's a way. There's a way. And then he was like,
yeah, well, how many? You're like winking or just like,
yeah, yes. And we like finally, yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, he was like, oh shit. So I was like, okay. So
yeah,
okay,
mate,
yeah. So I was like, so how much? And they're like, $200. I was like, okay.
Oh.
So here it is, dude. Took my $200, and they're like, you're good to go. Here's your permit, and we just went through the line.
That's
and
funny.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
so
my
God. Definitely have your papers.
Well, yeah, and if you don't have your papers, just have $200.
Yeah, all right, either one.
Damn, I love it, man. I love, yeah.
Because we honestly thought that was it. We had been planning this trip for so long. If you would have seen their face, everyone was super bummed. I mean, I was bummed with this. So, but yeah, so that was.
And it's funny, like
amazing.
we finally, of course, like we finally made it, and it's like a relief to make it through. And then there's the secondary wave of like, why the fuck did that just work? Like, that shit had never worked. And so like when we told like people when we finally got to Monterrey, like what happened, they're like, I mean, I'm glad that you're here, but that's still pretty fucked up that that worked. Like you shouldn't be here. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Of course it works though.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
like,
yeah.
When my father told me a story of when he was becoming an American citizen, he right when he was about to take the tests in America, the guy was just like, well, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, what?
What?
And he was just like, he was like, pay me and you can pass the test. And then my dad was just like, had my mother's voice in his head, like yelling at him to take this test. And
that's amazing. And to this day, like, what's her name? Felicity Huffman? Is that a Stanford thing?
Lori Loughlin.
Oh,
she got her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think they're all connected, right?
Yeah.
She was like paying to get her daughter into USC, and then her daughter was like a YouTuber who hated school.
We're all the same. We're all
I know.
If
there's a shortcut and you have some money, you can make it happen.
That's true.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I know they said that I think she has to spend like 5 months in jail or like something like that. That's been her punishment for bribing the schools and paying this money back. But it's Corona time. She's gonna spend spend house arrest. Like she got off way easy.
Like a dope house.
She's basically doing the same shit that we're all doing.
Yeah.
She just has like
exact
a
thing.
bracelet, like it's just like an inconvenient ankle monitor. Yeah.
Yeah, and her daughter goes to USC, so there you go. That's crazy, man. Like you see a lot of like in Santa Barbara, because I'm in Santa Barbara right now, and our numbers are pretty low. We're a pretty small town, but then the jump of where our numbers are is all from the prison in Lompoc, because that counts for our county, and over 70% of the inmates have it.
Holy shit!
And it's just like it's so fucked, and Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows what's gonna happen with all this?
God,
But
dude,
people, but people are hyped, man. This last weekend in Santa Barbara, people were out and about, and I was just like, dude, the virus
Uh,
is still here. It didn't go
yeah,
away.
yeah. No, that's the thing. It's like people legitimately just got like bored.
I,
It felt like
yeah,
people were like, they were like, you know what, we got to do this. It's inconvenient, but we're gonna. I was like, yeah, and then eventually people were like, you know what? I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. Like,
yeah,
I eventually like I at first I didn't go see my parents. Like, I have a grandma who's like in her 80s,
yeah, yeah. You never know.
and I was just like, I'm not gonna go. But then eventually I was like, I mean, I don't have a fucking vaccine. I never got, like, I haven't gotten
Yeah,
tested.
but that's different though, because like, I mean, dude, we literally. So first of all, we live together. Like we
Yes,
don't.
yeah.
But, like I mean, you've seen the
this.
setup.
Yeah, this is
I
not.
have, yeah,
It's not the same house, but it's the same setup that we have.
same
right
property, yeah.
So, yeah, we just don't leave, right? Like we're both working from home. We go to the grocery store and then we come back. And so I don't think that's that big of a deal, you know? Like, I mean, maybe we just broke it a little bit because we were in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were there for about.
How was Colorado? What were you guys doing up there?
Dude, it was fucking awesome, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, a very common thing is like, are you a beach person or a mountain person?
Yeah.
And I found out that I'm a mountain person. Like,
very nice.
dude, like, it was really, I mean, so we went up just to kind of like get away from things.
Yeah.
And then we also just like, we're working on music, chilling, basically.
Uh-huh.
So that was awesome. But it was also really trippy to be in a different, like, so we were in kind of like a rural-ish city. I mean, like, people that are in the mountains in Colorado, they like come across very similar to like people who are just like rural living in somewhere like Texas.
Texas,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like people who just like are very rugged and live in the mountains feel very much to me as like people who like don't give a fuck about like
totally.
Like,
yeah.
No, I mean, it's like a very similar, even though you think like, oh, Colorado, that's like weed and
Yeah, you
like,
think of Denver.
rats. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then you get over there and it's just like people who like wear like pants with a lot of pockets and hike a lot and do stuff like. And so there's like, I was kind of shocked by how many people were like not wearing masks, not like giving a fuck about like.
We were also stuff. Like very close to like, so I mean, we were staying was about the closest city had maybe like the grocery store was about, it was just like a gas station.
Yeah.
So it was about, that was the closest place, and that's about 20 minutes to get to a real. So that place is like full of bunch old people, typical white people, you know.
Totally,
but,
yeah.
So we were like, you know, we were pretty far away from like an actual city. Like the closest city was this place called Woodland Park, and it's about 5 minutes away. And then Colorado Springs, the actual city, was about an hour and a half. So I mean, we were kind of far away from really like normal people, I guess you would call. But I mean, to like back to this point, like, yeah, it was, I mean, dude, I didn't realize how much people, and by people I mean myself, but I feel like I'm not like a mountain person like he's like, I'm more of a beach person. But even just like stepping outside and just looking at that crazy view, you could be so pissed off or super sad, and as soon as you step outside and look at that view, it's like, oh, the world's fine. Like it was crazy. So I think it was, that's what we went out there, just like kind of take a break. I think our jobs allow us to like work from home. So
that's really nice.
Working from there. And then we just worked on some of the new stuff that we're working on.
Nice. Well, maybe there's something to that. Like the people who live in these rural areas in Colorado, they that's their reality, is that they step outside and there is nothing wrong. So they don't walk around with masks because there's nothing wrong.
No, I mean, that's true. Like, I was just like, I mean, I obviously don't know this for a fact, but I could just imagine that everyone that lives there probably doesn't leave. Like, they don't leave, and no one comes, and they don't interact with anyone. Like, it's kind of like its own little bubble town. So, yeah. I mean, in that respect, I was like, okay, I mean, fuck it. Like, I guess I still wore a mask the entire time, and I was like, still.
It looks so nice though, dude. We went on a hike. Like, honestly, we're on a hike, right? Yeah. So I'm out of breath already as it is. And dude, there's people every time. Hello, how's it going? Hello, every
Yeah.
single. I think I probably saw 20 people, and every single one of them, I would just try to look down, and even if I was looking down, they'd be like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" And it's almost like if I didn't look up and say it back, they probably would have just waited right there for me to just say, "Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking." Like it's bizarre, man.
I wonder what that is, man, because when you're touring through the United States, and it's really like that in the South. Like, everyone's just so nice. Even if you're like, let's just go to this, McDonald's and pick something up, and it's like the employees are really nice. Everyone is so fucking nice. And I can't tell if it's a California thing. Oh, maybe it's just a big city thing. But do you find
No,
I felt people in Austin are really nice too.
I feel like that's true. I mean, I guess like so we went to New York for New Year's to go see the Strokes,
Oh, nice.
which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, that was probably my first time being in New York for like an extended period of time as an adult, and I definitely had to like remember consciously that I need to like not have to worry about being so nice. Like whenever I'm in Austin, if I like walk too close to someone, I'm like, oh, sorry. Like if you're at whenever I'm at a show, like in Austin or in Houston or like anywhere in Texas, like I definitely want to be as far up as possible, as close to the stage as possible. And so like I will make my way, but I will say sorry to every single person. I'm like, sorry. And I'm like just bullying my way to the front, but I'm like very apologetic. But in New York, like, I mean, it's like a cliche thing, but you just have to keep your head down.
It's true.
Contact and like, don't be nice, because if you be nice, then like this can turn into like a whole thing that you don't want. And yeah, I mean, I guess that is definitely true. So yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten the opportunity to like do as much like long range touring as we have, but going down to Mexico, it's like it's even more so going down in Mexico, I would say, than it was, because like people in Mexico, like they're even further along the like social contract that we have in Texas. Like in Mexico, I mean, I remember like you like kiss people on the cheek to say hi,
Totally.
So if that's your,
which is kind of weird. I don't know if I fuck with that. Like
that was like something I saw when I was a kid. Like my family members would do, like my older family members would do, and for some reason, I don't think that really carried down. Like me and my cousins, we don't do that to each other. But everyone used to kiss my grandmother on the cheek, and that's how they all greet each other. I'm like, it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's changed,
my mom still like. I see my mom do it to like people that I don't even know. I'm just like, I don't know.
Especially with this virus now, that's definitely.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say I haven't
for sure going away.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I fuck with that, but I understand the
kind of respect.
Yeah,
there's like a respect with it. Yeah,
I'm just thinking like there's this like photographer that we got to become like friends with in Mexico. Like his thing was after the shows that we would play, Mario.
He gives a kiss?
No, not a kiss.
I was about to say.
His thing was
on the lips.
I mean, he made me.
He said, "Great set, bro."
But after each show, he would get on the stage and like take a picture of us like from on the stage, which was really cool. It was like such a cool moment to capture.
Yeah.
Like, such an adrenaline rush, but like that shit doesn't happen in Austin. Like that doesn't happen in the United States, but like over there, it's just like, oh, that's just like a chill thing. Like it was just like so, the community is like so much more like close knit off the bat. Like there's like this assumption of closeness. Whereas here, I feel like a lot of it is like you have to build up to it, which I mean, I prefer the building up to it. Because
building a relationship and working with someone and it's growing. Yeah,
exactly.
Yo, so I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
How was the Somersault tour?
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it. Yeah, it was really fun.
No, it's actually fuck you. I loved it. Okay, no,
it was really fun. It was really fun. Like the shows were packed every night. We just showed up, did our thing.
Did you get to play New York?
Yeah, we did. We played at the Grand Mercy Theater in New York.
How was that?
Insane, dude. I've never played. Last time I played New York, which was like those tours. The first tour we did in February, and then I did another tour in like I guess in the summer, and they were just night and day. Like I think there was like maybe 150 people at my first show in New York. which is great, which is fucking awesome. Like I've never played
Right.
New York before, and 150 people show up. That's fucking awesome. But
It,
then
was that prior to Call Me on the Phone?
no, Call Me, it was already out. Yeah,
Okay.
and then so to do that, and then it come again in the summer, and now it's 1,000 people, and it's just like, oh my god,
Holy
it was
shit!
awesome.
They can.
Yeah,
Warsaw can do that.
yeah, man. Yeah, it was
That's
insane.
Dude,
The
not
Los,
everywhere is Austin. That's the thing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, in Los Angeles, it was like 1,200, and it was sold out. You know,
Jesus.
holy fuck, dude.
it was insane.
So did you? Was it like a cool? I don't know how many times you've gone on tour. Like how many times you got on tour with like a headliner that size?
That was my first time.
So was it like, how did it work? Like, was it like, hey, let's go stay at the same hotel, let's kick it after? Or is it like very much like, cool? I love like, I love you, cool music, I'll check you out later. Like, how was the, like, I guess like, how was the vibes, let's say for backstage or like,
Yeah,
like,
so a lot of it varied, man. Like if it's like a really small backstage area, we would all be either crammed or just spread out through the venue. So no
Mhm.
one's really talking. You're just like, I was like by the merch booth like most of the time anyways.
Mhm.
And if it's a big venue, then you have your separate rooms. But like, during sound check and stuff, we're all chilling and hanging and yeah. And for after the show type things, it's so busy just like trying to get paid and trying to pack up all the gear, and there's a million different things, and yeah, you hang out as much as you can, but there wasn't a lot of like, we didn't like go out to bars every night or anything like that. And
like, it wasn't like, yo, what's up, boys? Let's go hit up the strip club.
nah, man, there wasn't a lot of that. Maybe if it was like a different band, maybe, but those guys are pretty locked down. They all got girlfriends. I have a girlfriend. It didn't get that crazy, but it was fun. Yeah.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I said those guys have girlfriends. I have a girlfriend. Like we weren't going out to strip clubs or bars or anything like that.
Sorry, I was kidding too. I would
Another thing. All the shows, like the load-in was like 4:00. So if a load-in's at 4:00 and I have a 6-hour drive that day, it's like we're getting up at 7 a.m. and it's just like it's getting really tight. And if we didn't notice that the time changed, like when we head to Austin, can you hear me? Okay, can you see me?
Oh my god. There we go.
No, there we go. We're back. We just switched over the internet, so
That's okay. And one point I was trying to make was like, if you have a 6-hour drive, you have to get there kind of early, and if the time changes, that really fucks the shit.
Oh.
Like if we had to play a show in Austin and we're coming from California, well, you're supposed to be there at 4, but in reality, it's like you're 3:00. And now that can really screw you over. And
Okay,
then it
so
goes another hour past Houston. I think it's another hour. So yeah.
okay, so then I guess like the experience of actually playing the tour.
And you can tell us to fuck off, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean, you can tell us to fuck off. It's supposed to be the other way around. It's like, I'll have a chance. I'm just gonna ask him.
No, go ahead, ask. Yeah, we haven't talked like since that tour.
Playing the tour with Somersault. I'm assuming the shows were like way better.
They're crazy,
right? I mean, then whenever you did like the February.
Yeah, my own headlining tour, it was a lot different. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But whenever you were doing your own headlining tour, like you probably had a lot more time to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Is that right?
Because a lot of the shows weren't all ages. So like we played Hotel Vegas. We didn't have to get to Hotel Vegas until like
until you had to play
you had to play basically.
Yeah.
And there's a built-in kind of crowd that bar, which is awesome. So we do our promoting and people show up and it was great and you guys help promote but like some other places, like we played in South Carolina in Asheville, and it was like maybe 12 people because I had never played there before, and it's a really small town. It's a cool town but a small town, so I don't know, it's just like varied. You'd have these highs and you'd have these lows, and depending on what day of the week it is, It could be a
Yeah.
Wednesday night in South Carolina, and it's not gonna go well.
No, totally.
But you're just kind of getting by until you get to your Friday and Saturdays, which hopefully, kind of how I based it was like through my Spotify plays. I noticed that our biggest cities, Chicago, New York, probably like Texas or somewhere else. I wanted those to be the weekends.
Yeah.
Those
So
had to be the weekends.
Are you also freak about? I fucking love looking at Spotify playlist stats.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are, but I love looking at that shit.
I
Even
look
though-
at it when it's time to like book something. Yeah.
I look at it, I guess, more than I need to. I just think it's fun to go and see, oh, wow. Like, why does anyone in fucking Hungarian, like...
Yeah. That stuff is crazy. That stuff
Yeah,
is
like-
crazy to find out about. Yeah.
That shit kind of freaks me out, but it's cool.
Yeah, man. Like all that stuff it's really cool, and it helps when you're trying to build something. Trying to build a tour out. Yeah.
Well, okay. So how has like having a podcast made a difference? Because it's so interesting. Like, I mean, I've been like listening to your podcast. The way that I listen to, like, I kind of do it as like almost in a way that I do like homework. I'm like, oh, this is so interesting. I forgot. I feel like a really shitty person for not remembering.
That's okay.
His name, but his music was really good. And you talked to him about like touring in Europe, and he was like,
Walters, the guy from Walters.
Walter, etc.
Oh, Walter, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was so interesting. He was like, "There's this guy. You got to hit him up. He's like from."
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, like all of that stuff. It's so interesting. So, do you feel like it's? Because I would imagine like now. I mean, you haven't put out a record in a while, but
yeah,
2
years now.
I see your face and I listen to your voice like a lot. Like even though I haven't like gotten a new song from you in a long time. So, do you feel like that's actually?
It's kind of bridging the gap.
Yeah. Okay.
It's bridging that gap of content where I can only put out so many albums at a time, that there's something constantly coming out every week.
Sure.
But even then, I think I'm going to switch it up, and something I wanted to talk to you guys about, and just like dropping singles, because that can be a thing. You guys have been so prolific at just dropping your singles.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about like your strategy going on beyond that? Because I'm trying to switch from albums to singles because I'm tired of like pitching an album, and like I just want to drop shit now.
I feel like we. I don't think we planned it originally that way. I think we were just like, how we were like the way we were writing, and or if you go look at all the singles, those sound so different. They're all just very like kind of lo-fi. Some are like a little poppier.
Yeah.
But we realized that we needed to put music out, and we needed to figure out how to do it. But we also knew from the very beginning that like even ourselves don't listen to full records.
Yeah.
Unless, I'll speak for myself.
I do, but
I mean, I'll speak for myself. But like, no, but wait, I didn't finish. But like, I don't listen to full records unless like I really fuck with the artist.
Yeah.
And or I really, really like the single. Like if I really like the single, then I'll do the whole thing. So it was almost like, we have content. We had a bunch of songs at the time.
Totally.
Fuck no. This takes way too much work for us to just put all this time for people that not even going to maybe even listen to it or listen to it in the same way that we would, you were, if we were to just release singles.
Yeah.
So the strategy behind it was, okay, how can we buy ourselves time, which we didn't even know what we're trying to buy ourselves time at the time. But like the strategy that we're doing, for example, this year, we're going to release like 4 EPs, and each EP has its own like theme and like style. So like this previous one, Mala, is super guitar driven, a little heavier, like more like sure the Strokes. I fucking heard it all times. But the next one's gonna be like, the one that we're working right now, it's like a lot synthier. It's gonna be a little more like experimental. It's kind of more dancey. So we have it kind of all mapped out. But yeah, I mean, ASAC probably can give you more like thoughtful reason of the strategy of singles.
Well,
but I think that
I mean, like I think, and this is something that like I've enjoyed listening to a lot of the conversations that you have, because I think a lot of it is, it's like, what actually is your goal? Like what your goal is, you kind of like, it's not like 1992, like it's not the case that you can just like, you know what, I'm going to put my like heart into a record and then just like the right person's going to hear it. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's still possible. Like, I mean, you read stories about people who fucking did it that way. Like Pharrell went to like Maggie Rogers' school and like heard her. But like, I mean, I don't go to a school that Pharrell's going to go to. I'm, you know, like,
Yeah.
I just have my computer and I have my Spotify account, and so do all of my friends and all the people that I know. And so like, whenever that's the reality, like whenever you tune back into the reality that you're in, it's like, okay, what actually, you know, I really want to play shows. Like, I think we deserve to be opening for XYZ band. What do we need to do in order to open for them? Oh, well, we need to have like music that sounds like we can be the band that opens for them, because the promoter has never seen us live, even though we're like, I swear we fucking rip, like we do it. But
And
they're
that's
like,
the case with like most tours.
sure,
Like
exactly.
when you're trying to book out a tour, it's like, we don't know who the hell you are, especially if you've never played at a place before. This is your first time in that city. Like, yeah.
Totally. Exactly. And so like the idea that we had was like, okay, so we have all this music, we have this vibe that we've been like curating live. How do we now connect the dots between like what we know we do and like what we know we can do with what people perceive as what we do? And so the idea there is like, if you put out a single, like you can put out however many singles you want as frequently as you want, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's no, like, we're not on a label. There's no like, we're not paying anyone. Like, we don't have to like pay back in advance. We don't have to like meet any sort of metrics. It's just like, we're doing what we're doing in order to then get like opportunities in order to like communicate this idea that we have. So
yeah,
this EP that we just put out, it was like, I read this really interesting thing, like Deer Hunter, the band, originally started as like an art project of like, what would it be like to start a band that could theoretically open for The Wire? Right. And like, that was their entire focus early on. And then of course, like that turned into like Deer Hunter, the band that we know now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, being so specific, like in my mind, I don't know that we necessarily communicated this like very directly to the rest of the band or like even between me and Anthony, but like my mind was like, okay, what would an EP sound like if we really wanted to convince like Beach Fossils or Dive to like let us open for them, you know? And then like the next one, it's like, what if we wanted like X band to like let us open for them? What would that sound like?
Tame Impala.
I like UMO or, you know, like,
yeah,
what if
totally.
we wanted like Pearl? No, yeah, like, you know, and like just thinking about it that way, because you really can do whatever the fuck you want. Like you can just you can organize your music however you want. No one's going to stop you. Like now all you have to do is pay however much it costs to like get DistroKid to put your shit online. And then that's it. And then now you have an EP, and like now all you have to do, like you message these people and you're like, hey, you know, like write about this song that we just put out. Like,
I also think it's a fun way just to more, I think like you get a chance to connect with the people that actually fuck with you.
Yeah.
They're having to make them way, even though it's not like we fucking have, you know, hundreds of thousands of fans, but like we like, you know, we have like, even when we went to Mexico, like there's a small little group of people that like reach us out and like they're so excited every time we announce anything. And like that's so cool. So I think that, I think the single strategy one was cool because it allows us to like play different genres, even though not that we ever thought it was like, oh, you know, we're gonna make this way, we're gonna make this way. It's just like we have this wide range of like styles that we love them all, and so it allows for us to kind of keep releasing shit and experimenting. And now I feel like we kind of we graduated from that. I mean, like we can, even though I still wouldn't want to put a full LP, like having E thing kind of help us keep playing around with our styles.
Which, I mean, like I mean, it took me a really long time. Like the way that I approached just the band to begin with was I wanted it to be a recording project. You know, like that was the idea in my head. That's like my view on music is like live is fine, but like it's an artifact that like matters to me. And that was before I started playing shows though. You know, like that's like me growing up, like age 14, reading about like Pitchfork reviews of like Arcade Fire and like, oh yeah, you know, like that's the way to,
in
you
the
gotta
studio.
like make an artistic state, you know, and like that is, I still have like a soft spot for that approach. And I would never say like anyone that like wants to just record a great album and like
Quick
Yeah.
plug, really quick plug. Isaac, you should drop your old SoundCloud link. Dude, his beats
Yes.
go so hard. Like,
Yes.
that's
We
how we
need the
started.
link.
I wish he would drop it because that shit is fire. Like,
Yeah, man, you gotta send it to me. We'll blast it out.
dude,
oh
Hey.
yeah,
that
one day-
shit's crazy.
One
Yeah,
day,
we
whenever
like-
you're ready.
whenever I'm ready. No, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like I always just thought like you spend all the time in making the sounds and like generating artifact and like getting everything just right, and then you put it out, and like that's the thing that people hold on to. And then I started going to shows. I was like, oh yeah, actually, the more memorable thing is like going to see Arcade Fire more so than like I don't remember the first time I listened to like the album.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember when I went and saw them though. And so that's what influenced me personally, but I still have such a soft spot for like it kind of makes me sad that we don't have like a full LP of our songs, but it doesn't make me that sad because
No,
like,
yeah.
we haven't done it, right?
Yeah, and
And
you guys
one
are
thing-
always just dropping these singles, you know? It's
Yeah,
always keeping the ball moving. It's moving forward. And
that's
there's new
true.
shit.
So, yeah, is that you thinking about moving that direction?
Yeah, I recorded an album, and I've spent like the last few months trying to pitch it, but then the pandemic happened, and now I'm just getting no responses on emails. So it feels really good, and it feels awesome to get just nothing. And now
So wait, but do you
I'm
still
thinking
have
about,
people? You still have your team? Like, I know you had a manager and an agent, I think.
no, my agent got promoted at his agency. So he is no longer working with bands like myself.
Okay.
So
it
I
would
am
be really easy
so
for him to just kind of
I went
bring
I went
up.
back to square one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been really easy for him to just kind of bring you up with him, but I guess
Oh no, he moved to classic rock.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, so now he in his agency he's dealing with classic like old bands.
Interesting.
I mean,
Yeah,
you should just tell him, look, I'll be 45, 55 one day.
Just give me 15 years. Dude, Never Trust a Junkie is classic rock.
That
Oh.
makes it, at this point, yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny? Actually, you know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking just about this? Is that I still remember how we even know each other, how we like became homies. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
actually, like, I think Never Trust a Junkie came on my Discovery playlist, and I was like,
Mhm.
holy shit, this is awesome. And I'm sure it wasn't right away, but like, I'm sure at one point I looked you up, and
Mm.
this was before Call Me on the Phone came out. And I was,
Yeah.
and I think I hit you up. I was like, this is great. I don't remember because I don't have Instagram anymore, but I don't know if you replied or not. I think you did because you're a nice guy. Hopefully.
I don't know.
But then,
Wait, did you message me on Facebook or Instagram?
no, it was on Instagram.
Okay,
Uh,
maybe.
And then, and then I saw your name again when Call Me on the Phone came out, and I messaged you, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, this is awesome!" Because I saw this was when the article came out on was it Paste? His magazine?
I think it was Flood magazine.
Yes, Flood magazine.
Yeah.
And I think you gave the dates, and that's when I reached out to you. I was like, "Yo, I fucking love you."
Oh yeah.
You can crash, like, which is crazy that
Because we did South by that year. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was insane.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And because that was when did Never Trust a Junkie came out? That was like 6 years ago, right?
2015. I wrote it in 2012, and it came out 2015. Yeah.
I still love that song.
Thanks, man.
Still-
I like that song too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just been that song coming out. Like people told me they liked it, and I was like, that's cool. Like hopefully it does well. I think we put it on YouTube, and then we re-recorded it with Jonathan Rado, and yeah, it's crazy what that song's done. Yeah, it's like you look on Spotify and you put shit up, and you're like, whatever. And then the next time you look, it has 200,000 plays, and you're like, how did that happen? Like, what the hell?
Dude, so I mean, this happens probably to you a lot more often than it does, but like that's what happened with just one song that Spotify picked up, like the editorial
Yeah.
shit. I mean, yeah, we like the very first song we put out, there was I'll Wait for You.
Mm-hmm.
Pushed that shit up. We're like, if we hit 1,000, it'll be great.
Yeah,
Cool,
that was
yeah,
my
yeah.
whole thing. Was like, I just don't want anything to just have the less than 1,000 episodes and feel so like,
Lame.
yeah. Just like my mom would be like, "What are you even doing? Like, not you
Yeah.
1,000?"
And then, like,
Yeah.
literally, I think a few days later, it went from like negative 500, 1,000, whatever it is, to like 19,000, and we're like,
Excuse me.
this is broken.
What?
This is broken. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's broken.
yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, dude, it's a crazy feeling. I had a question. So, dude, your videos are always so like you make me feel like the video that
Chaotic and weird.
yeah, but also like
Low budget.
no, that's my point. We're about to put out a video, and you're about to see what a low budget is. Your video makes me feel like, wow, this guy just went to Warner Brothers and like fucking got Zack Snyder to fucking record this shit. Like, how do you do this?
I have 2 videos that are like super high quality, and that I think I spent like
Rare Attractions are crazy awesome. Remember, I call you drunk.
Okay.
I call you drunk one night. I was like, dude, I've never seen this video. This is awesome. Holy shit. Why did I not see this before?
So that's my buddy Jack. He is in film school and he has access to like really nice gear from his school.
Oh shit.
And I think we're going to do another video together soon, and we were kind of planning it right before everything happened.
Yeah.
And but he's great, man. I was not having a great time that day because the call time was like 5 a.m.
Oof.
So I had to drive like 2 hours out to Orange County, and like I was just like having the worst day. But you know,
well, let me put it this way: your shittiness of that day definitely translated to the video in a cool way.
I think I was supposed to be like angry in the video.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think I was supposed to be like tired. Yeah.
And they also called me on the phone. That also was pretty good.
Oh, that was my buddy Kevin Bigley. He's on a shout out to Kevin Bigley. He's on a new show on Amazon called Upload. Go watch that shit. Oh, and he filmed it, and that one's cool too.
Yeah.
We were like, now that like that movie 1917 came out, I was like, dude, we did that shit first. The all one shot. But yeah, I like that video too. That was a fun video. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one day I'll get to your level.
Wait, so wait, I gotta see this video, man. When's the video coming out?
That's a good question. We we have it all done. We just haven't
really. So we
So we were originally gonna shoot we were gonna shoot an entire thing for the whole EP. Yeah. We started finish, and then we realized that, dude, there's nothing to shoot other than ourselves. Like we already had some footage, but it wasn't like all there, and like we had more pieces put together than we anticipated before COVID. So it was just like, okay, let's just do it for a single.
It's just like it's so impossible to get anything done now. Like
except for initially, because music, I feel like
you guys all live together. And...
I mean, I don't know how many people I've talked to where they've been working on demos, but they can't get like the full band together because they can't because they just can't. They just can't get together in order to do a whole recording or anything like that. But yeah, like with video stuff, like the idea that we had originally was have the entire runtime of the EP would be a video. Cool. Like that, and it's a really cool idea, and I still want to like do it, but it's just like not feasible. Like it's not possible to do the amount of work that it actually is, but it's just like the amount of like the return on that investment just doesn't feel like worth it anymore. We were like working on it. It's like, dude, now we're just doing it just to do it rather than like what it actually deserves. But I would say like, I guess next week.
Is it like a narrative video or like just like a collage? Like, is there a story or?
That's the thing. Like originally it was like a rough narrative, and then I guess like we've never made any like movies at all.
Yeah.
So, like the narrative, like in our mind, it's like this 15-minute story, and then you film it. It's like, oh, what? That's a minute and a half. Like,
yeah.
Now it's just like, I guess we got to find like what else.
Once you start editing it, you're like, oh, we actually don't have any footage. That happens to me all the time, man.
Yeah. So it ended up turning like we went from like doing a video for the whole thing to like doing a video for the shortest song.
I literally just did this. I brought my camera to the Bay Area with Raphael, who is based in Dante Elephante, and I was like, well, I'm gonna shoot some footage and maybe we can make a video or something. I picked his shortest song, which was like 1 minute and 40 seconds, and I still needed to like fuck with it.
Yeah.
It was bad.
You end up just like working with like shots that you didn't know you had, and you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I accidentally filmed this thing for a little bit. Like, I guess we'll use that. Like, that's kind of interesting.
It's like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess I shot some of this stuff in 60 frames per second. I guess I could just slow-mo it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize I did that.
Yeah.
But now this is slow-mo.
No, right. It was too much of that. Like, it just ended up becoming like too obvious that we were just like, just stretching like something like paper thin already, and it was just like yeah.
Dude, narrative videos are fucking hard.
It is hard, and like
it's really hard.
Now,
especially if you've never done it. Like
yeah.
Like we had a guy, like, you know, before this happened, we actually had a guy that was going to shoot it and direct it, and he was talking about, you know, you write what it's going to happen at every second, and
the storyboard,
the storyboard, and
yeah,
and I was like, well, he said that, so maybe we can do that. And
yeah, totally.
That's about the only thing that I took away from that conversation. And yeah,
but then also this guy like went to 4 years of like film school, and he's like had all this experience, you know, and so like we're like, oh yeah, I mean, we're amateurs, like we learned how to make music, I guess we can make fucking videos. It just doesn't work that way.
You know,
well,
it's a different patience. I feel like it's just not the same. Like I can dial in for like hours and hours at a time, like re-recording a part or just like thinking through like something in a song that never goes anywhere. But like, dude, it fucking sucks to like work on a video and then be like, this 30-second scene that I just have been working on for like 2 hours is trash. And now I feel compelled to keep it. Whereas like in music, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like, you know, throw it away. It's yeah.
So you guys are filming this video yourselves?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually film. I mean, it'll be cool.
It's done, yeah.
It'll be cool when it comes out. But
what'd you film it on?
Our iPhones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, iPhone 11.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Did you guys get like an external lens or anything for the iPhone?
No way.
Okay.
Dude, I mean, and I think that's the thing is like we're whenever it actually does come out, I'm gonna like, you know, that thing of like you type an email and like you can read that email over 1,000,000 times, you don't notice any typos, and then it's like you hit send, and then whenever you read it in your outbox, like from the other person's perspective, you're like, oh my god, like I just feel like
my life.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen with the videos. Like right now, I feel like it's just like it is what it is, and then when it's actually out, then that's whenever we're going to do all the research of like, oh, fuck, we could have just like gotten this lens. We could have gotten like this steady thing and like gotten this tripod. I don't
know. Oh man, I have already been down that road.
Is it worth going down that road? I mean, it probably is, but there's probably like a limit to how.
Dude, I bought this thing just to put my phone on.
That's beautiful.
So I can get really smooth. It's a fucking what's the word I'm thinking of? A gimbal. Why do I have a gimbal for my phone?
A gimbal, yeah. I mean that's.
And now I'm thinking about getting a gimbal for this thing. Like,
yeah. See, that's the thing. Is like I think like I naturally have that like I need to learn everything about a particular topic in order to feel like I'm confident enough and competent enough. And so I'm just like afraid of learning about video because like it gets so expensive, and then you just like
it gets so expensive.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. I think like with time and with age, I've learned that like you just gotta let people who are experts at things be experts at that fucking thing, you know, and like
so
yeah.
I agree with a lot of that, and then I got to the point of like, why am I paying someone to shoot video? Like I could shoot videos. Like,
see, that's kind of my approach. I just kind of go. Like, Isak likes to learn everything. I kind of just go, fuck it, let's try it, see what happens.
Let's try it. Let's fuck around. Yeah, let's make something happen. But yeah, I just kept thinking like, why am I sending this off to someone to do? Like, unless it's like mixing or mastering, which I don't know. It's like we could just do everything in house and we have full control of it versus like, well, it didn't come out the way we like because we sent it to a guy and he did this and that to it. And it's like,
well, yeah, I mean, like, I definitely.
So that's a good question. So do you not produce or like mix your records at all? You kind of let them.
I don't mix. No, I give it to somebody else because if they're better at it, go ahead. And most of the time, because we recorded and tracked everything ourselves, we're just like in the zone and we're just
doing it.
We can't tell the difference now. So give it to some fresh ears, someone who doesn't know, and like, you know.
And are you in the room when he's like mixing, or are you just kind of like, hey, here's the thing, mix it?
I've done both. Yeah. I've been in the room and then just send. In the room is faster, but people don't like that. They just want to send you email stems back and forth.
Okay, cool. Yeah, see, I
Yeah,
don't know if I could just let somebody mix my music. That sounds weird.
Just send it to them, and then you just have to keep your expectations really low because sometimes it really depends, though. It really depends. Like sometimes it's a lot of give and take. You're like, okay, do this, do that, and do this, and
see, that would feel like that would feel that to me feels like, hey, I'm gonna let you watch my child or my dog, and you don't know you. Hopefully, you can figure it out.
Yeah, just figure it out. Make my child look good. Make my child sound good. You know. But yeah, sometimes it's worth it. Like it really just depends. Like we just want different ears on it because maybe they heard something and they bring a different approach. Obviously, like we've worked with people too, where we give them the tracks and then they send us stem and it's perfect. And we're like, shit, that was really easy, you know.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you got to work with people. It just depends on who you're working with. And mastering for sure, I always send that to someone because I really don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Are you guys mastering your own stuff too, or do you?
No.
I mean, that's the stuff, like that kind of stuff. It's like, it's more, I mean, I no disrespect to any mastering engineers out there, but like, it's more like science than art to me.
Yeah.
So like,
it kind of is.
Whenever it gets into like that, like math kind of thing more than it is like opinion, I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just like, who cares?
Because then it starts like negative dBs.
Exactly.
The compression with the limiter on top. Then we do another set of compression.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna buy these plugins. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah, you've already paid. Yeah, exactly. Like I could either spend the amount on the plugins and then like learn them, or I could just pay you.
Yeah.
You can just fucking do it for me. Yeah.
And you know it, and mastering's like super easy. Like, what's the thing they say about mastering? You don't really know what it does until you've had a bad master job, you know?
Ooh.
Because you're so used to it.
I've never heard that, but I like that.
You won't know it's bad until you hear it. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. That whole process is weird, though. That's why I'm just like, I just want to do singles and like push them out.
Well, yeah, because it's so much lower stakes. It's just like, fuck, whatever. It's like, this is the song.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And like if you appreciate, I mean, because I think like what Anthony was saying about like having a built-in audience and then serving that audience is so true, at least with the way that we're doing the singles before. And I think like with the EPs as well, like we're kind of bridging that gap between having like the full long album and like individual singles. Like here's just a batch of songs. I mean, the thing though is that like the experience that we've had is that not a lot of people want to listen to like more than one song at a time from a band. Like people just don't want to sit down. Like people don't want to sit down and press play on track 1 and wait like 20 minutes to get to track 6 or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And that's been the difficult thing, because I enjoy doing that. And like, that's how I still, like my brain still works that way. But I understand that like people's consumption habits is not that way.
Yeah.
Another thing, like how far apart are you dropping each single?
It's like, so it depends. Like before, when we were just doing singles, it was like a couple of months. Like it was months at a time.
So like maybe like once a quarter.
And honestly, like the big thing was like we would drop a single and then we would go play a million shows, you know, and like play as many shows as we can. And the more shows that we're playing, like we're practicing for the shows, we're doing shit for the shows. And so we don't really have as much time. Like we have to genuinely like switch our brain in order to go from like show playing mode to like recording mode. And so now without having like show playing mode at all, it's like, it's all recording mode. So now we can like turn around a single a lot faster and like put out a song and then put out another song and then put out the whole thing in like a way shorter
period.
Which
is also crazy. So I actually was I mean, for us, one of the things that I was going to ask you this. So are you recording everything?
Yeah, me and Eric, but mostly we do it with mostly Eric stuff, the keyboardist.
Well, so like, but you guys are just writing like everything basic, I guess, writing.
I write and then I write and record on my iPad, and then I send the demos to Eric, and then we meet up and try and block out like a few days, and then
yeah. So like, I think so we've been writing everything together ourselves for like, I don't know, forever long time, but I feel like over the past like year, we've also became really close to like the rest of the band. Like they're the band now. Like 'cause we actually have a band now.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of hard to go from. We went from like writing everything ourselves. Now they're helping us write to like, oh fuck, they're not around. Now we have to do it again by ourselves. Like that was a weird, challenging thing that we kind of went through. So I was gonna ask you like if you had that problem as far as like writing, because that's kind of one of the things that we're like witnessing.
No, writing is the same, but like everyone learning, like maybe bringing their own kind of energy and part to it. Like, that part kind of struggles when you're not in the same room. And then it's like a lot of like, what should we do for the solo? Oh, I don't know. I didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And you're just like, everyone's taking a stab at it. Like, hey, do you want to try it? And like, yeah.
So do you have the same band? You still have the same dudes?
Kind of depends, man. Like right now it's just me and Raphael, Eric. And if Eric, cause he's a lawyer, he can't tour as much as like everyone else. So, we'll have my buddy Zach. He plays keys now. He was on that last Somersault tour, and then Jacob Cole, yeah. But like a lot of that's this last record, the new record that we just finished. It was a lot of kind of like me writing all the parts, and then we toured, and then everyone kind of wrote their own part, and then we got a new drummer for the second tour, so we lost the drummer in between two of those tours. So it was just kind of like learning the songs over again, over and over. But yeah, I wish I would have recorded after that Somersault tour though, because the band got super tight after being like,
fuck. Yeah.
So, but it's fine because when we recorded, it was all to a grid, anyways. But yeah, so everything's like fucking.
Do you wish you had like? I guess yeah. How are you as a? Because I've felt like I'm very like protective of every single part. Like I want it to be exactly a certain way. And one of the things I've had to learn over the past, like, I would say like year and a half, 2 years is like, just let people do with it. Like it's not,
it just needs to feel good.
Yeah. Like it's not going to, like one note's not going to change the direction of the band and like my personal like lifetime legacy because I let someone else do one note different. So like, I've been just trying to find like the willingness to let other people. How are you with that? Like you seem like someone who kind of is very particular. Like you have a very opinionated way of doing things. You seem
kind of, yeah. It kind of was like that when I was younger. Like everything had to be done a certain way, and I felt like as I've gotten older, I'm like, well, that didn't work. I'm not famous. I'm not rich. I'm not on a label.
Yeah.
So let's do everything the opposite now. So you do whatever you want. And then like, we brought Paul Cherry in to produce the record. I'm like, whatever you want to do, man. Like I'm like super hands off. Which is new for me. Cause I just wanted to try a different approach and see.
Wait, the new record, Paul Cherry recorded that one?
Yeah. We flew him into Los Angeles and we spent like 10 days on it. Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
That's so tight.
It was cool. It was awesome. Yeah. He's really fun to work with.
How different was it than working? Did Rattle do the whole Red Distractions or just the single?
He just did Call Me on the Phone.
And I've listened to the video too, by the way. So I'm trying to figure out but I got confused. I'm like, what?
Rado did Call Me on the Phone, and then Rado did all of Anglo-Saxon.
So before
they're very different styles of producer. Where Rado it really embraces like fucked up shit and and then Paul's very to the grid and getting things perfect and yeah. So very different styles. And like with Rado, we don't play anything to a click. It was just all live. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it was a lot more rock and roll. But yeah. It kind of fit. Each producer fit for that project. Like, and then when we did Rare Attractions, we did that all ourselves.
God, and I fucking love that record, by the way. Fuck.
Thanks, man.
I was just listening.
That was
cool. And fuck.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. It was like my buddy had a studio and he let us rent like the lobby. It wasn't even an official room. It was just like a lobby and we set up all of our gear there. We had it for a month. So we would just go there every day, get off work, go there and just like stay up till like 2 a.m. working on shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good learning experience. it was a lot of like, how come this guitar sounds like shit? Like, how come this guitar sounds so thin? And it's like, okay, let's move this mic. Okay, let's try and do 2 mics. Like, a lot of experimenting like that, which was fun. But yeah, that whole engineering side was very new to us. But getting the sounds was like, okay, I think we can do that. We can like produce it. But the engineering was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
The site.
It's so crazy. So crazy, man. So what's the next steps for Brother Sports? There's a video.
There's a video.
There's a video, and there's just like, there's more music, man. It's just like, that's the only thing we can really do right now is just like keep recording.
Yeah.
And it's also like, I don't know.
Do you guys record all these singles at once and then slowly drop them, or are you recording at the same time? And
We're kind of, it's crazy. Like, so the last EP that we just put out, we recorded some of it a long ass time ago. Like so long ago with the guy that ended up like fully producing and like mixing and mastering. Like we had worked with him a long time ago. It was just like, we had these recordings and they were like very high quality. And then they were so different from everything else that we were putting out. So it's like, okay, cool. I don't know what to do with this. Like, and we were like going back and forth with him. Like, can you mix this so it sounds like more like shit so that it fits with like our older stuff? And so like we finally like progressed to a point where we're like, okay, now we're ready to do this whole thing. And so we had kind of a mixture of like, okay, we have a few songs, but we don't want to just drop singles. We want to put out a full EP. So we're kind of like recording as we go. But now, I mean, in theory, we would have like a bunch of songs done and then we would put them out kind of like piece by piece. But I mean, I think we're all in the band, like we're all guilty of like just being super into the most recent thing that we're working on. And so all the older stuff, it's like, yeah, that's cool. But like, this is way cooler because I've never heard it before. And like, we're working on it. So I think, like we're finding I think it's just like trying to find that balance. I don't know. What do you think? Like, I think the way that we're approaching it is just like work on stuff as it happens. And
okay, so you call you call Gil and you call the drums bass like, hey, we're gonna work on a track this Sunday. Come over.
Yeah,
exactly,
for sure.
One track at a time.
I mean, that's how it has been for the singles. I mean, but for this shit, like the shit that we're working on right now, I mean, it's just us right now. But
just you two?
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully this shit ends soon so we can have them come in and do their shit. But I mean, I'm really stoked for this next EP though, dude. It's gonna be like
cool.
It's gonna be more dancey, poppy. I think it's shit that we've been wanting to do, but we had this, like Isak was saying, like the songs that came out on the Smile EP, which has been sitting them for a while. People liked them, except for Distractions. Distractions came out of Isak trying to do something completely different, and we're like, well, this works. Let's make it happen really fast. And so that was really quick. It was like the newest song, but yeah, this new EP, hopefully we have like a date sometime in July. So hopefully sometime in July, this new dancier, poppy EP comes out. It sounds great so far. So
that's awesome, man. I can't wait to
hear I think. I mean, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear it, man. That's awesome.
But how about you? When are you thinking about dropping the first one?
I don't know. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. It's mastered. It's mixed.
Oh,
I still think I'm gonna shoot like an album cover, with a friend, and then just start dropping the singles and eventually lead to like an album.
Yeah.
I'll probably do something like that. Meanwhile, I want to find a label to at least do tapes. Maybe someone to do vinyl. Like,
have you heard of Citrus City?
Oh yeah.
That guy. Shout out to my guy. He's from Guatemala.
Yeah.
He's from Guatemala.
Manuel, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I've known him for a while, yeah.
Oh, you have? You should shoot him. You should be like, "What's up, man? I
know.
Make bangers. You put out. I like tape.
Yeah, it's like one of those people. I'm like, oh, I need to DM him, and like another person who like reached out to me, like, oh, I need to DM them too. Yeah. And one label reached out to me and asked me to hear the record, and then I sent it to them. I haven't heard anything back, so I don't know. Maybe I just need to wait until the pandemic's over.
Well, okay, but that's the thing is that like, if anything, like people should be more responsive.
You would think that,
and it's just like I've noticed this. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like it's who am I to like fucking
You're
say
Isak
anything?
Fahim, man.
No, but like 'cause I do a bunch of like graphic design stuff and I'm like working with
Yeah.
bands all the time and I'm just like, what? Yeah, like why is it now
Yeah, what are you
suddenly
doing?
slower? Like why is it harder to communicate with people? Like why are you taking longer? There's no like no one's doing anything. Here's Robert.
It's
Bye, man. Hey, with the what?
long time no see. How you been?
Hey, yeah, man, I've been good, man. I like that you got the mask on.
Gotta protect the beard, you know.
He also brought a 12-pack of claws, man. So he's always
Oh shit, sponsored.
Yeah, dude, you need to get sponsored. I love at the beginning of every episode, you just like crack the White Claw.
Crack the brew. I know it's gotta be a White Claw. We did a few Golden Road brews. Like I'm begging, man. One brewery. What?
What?
You gotta get the stamps.com sponsorship.
You gotta get this.
One brewery in Santa Barbara wanted to use like my song for one of their promotional videos, like because they're doing delivery beer.
That check, man.
Well, okay, that's what I asked. I was like, "Is there money?" And they said no. I was like, "Then no."
So much exposure.
What?
That's what they said. Exposure.
No, you give me a check or at least a 1-year fucking.
And they wanted "Call Me," which I'm very protective over that song.
Hell no.
I don't put it into things like
Have you ever?
unless it's gonna be good.
Have you ever had anyone actually like be like, "Yo, this song needs to be on a movie. Like, can we get you on this shit?"
No, I've been on like some commercials. I've done like a couple commercials, but that's it.
Dude, that song. That song's gonna be the biggest regret of the millennials if they don't fucking
Oh yeah,
hear it.
dude. I've had when I was first shipping that record around, like I sent it to labels and like some big labels were like, "I love this song," and I was like, "Yeah, man, here's the rest of the album. Let's make it happen." And then they just got back to me and they're just like, "Yeah, we showed it to everyone, and it's like we all love the song, but it's like, all right, fuck out of here then." Like,
So you should just send them. You should send them a stack of different mixes of "Call Me on the Phone." And be like, "This is the record."
You're like
the remix, all the remixes.
Old Town Road. Yeah, you need to go viral on TikTok. That's the thing.
All my music's on TikTok. I've been posting clips on TikTok of the podcast. Like,
have you?
Are you guys on TikTok?
No.
It's sick.
Is it? Like
It's addicting and it's sick.
Do you feel like you know like what you're doing with it, or are you just like being there just to try just because you feel like you should?
Hell no. Let me show you guys my most famous TikTok.
Shoot me.
And it has 6,000 plays or something. Which is like for me a lot. I don't know. But I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Dude, you need to get someone. Okay.
It's a clip from Selena.
You can ride back to Corpus Christi, but after that you're fired. That's okay, I can make my own way. You cannot do this now.
And that was it.
Wait,
And that's the one.
how long ago did you post that? 6,000 views, is pretty good.
It was on Selena's birthday.
Hey,
So when was that? Like a couple months ago, I think. Yeah.
What was that?
I thought it was like a week ago. No.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely not a week ago, but like at least a month ago, I think. Yeah. And they're playing it on TV, and that's like one of those scenes that me and my friends always we always made that comment. Because just the way he looks at him as he leaves the bus. But yeah.
So you got to get someone to dance to "Call Me on the Phone." Like that's the thing that
I'm
you actually
here.
have to
I'm
do,
here
right?
for it. Look, you got my phone number. Call me
I'm
direct.
telling you, man. Let's do it. Let's post those videos. Yeah. I'm all for it. Are you guys on TikTok? So none of your music's on TikTok yet?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Okay.
Please elaborate.
But it actually is because whenever you go to like DistroKid to upload the thing, it's like, do you want to put it on TikTok? And I always say yes. So
okay, good. Then it's on there.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I just don't know like what what to do. Like, what do I do
Look,
now?
Like,
Like, what do I do next?
I'm gonna sign up for that shit, and if I get dumped because I got TikTok because how much I'm on it, I'm gonna blame you.
Dude, it's addicting.
Fuck.
I had it.
It takes a little while, right? You get on there and it's just like these young kids dancing and you're like, oh, that's annoying. But then you start like keep scrolling and you keep liking like things and then the algorithm shifts.
Yeah,
And
that was my experience. Like, I downloaded it and I was on it for a little bit. And the first day I was on it, I was like, this is cheap. Like, this is just like showing me the most obvious things that it thinks that I want to like click on. So
Yep.
Just like some stupid video of like someone getting hurt and then like someone really hot dancing to like a song that sounds very generic. And then after a few hours of me just like mindlessly scrolling, I was like, now I've found a rabbit hole of like the exact things that are funny to me and it's serving me the exact thing.
Yes.
And I got scared. I was like, fuck, this is going to ruin my life. I need to just get out of this because it's like, it's more engaging than like Instagram.
yeah, because as soon as you open the app, the feed is just going.
Exactly.
It just starts.
And like with Instagram stories, like I love watching people's stories, but I would say about 19% of them are even interesting. And like for the most part, I'm just like looking at people that I know and just like tapping through nonsense that they've done for the day. And I'm like, I don't care about this, and I don't care about this, and I don't care about this. But like with TikTok, like it feels similar to watching stories, but every single story is like dope. And I'm like, yes, it's great. I'm enjoying.
I know.
And you swipe to the next thing, it's like, oh my God, another video of like this guy doing a crazy like ping pong ball trick shot. Like, I love it. Give me another one. And I'm just like, now I'm suddenly in this loop. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You learn it.
One day,
man.
I don't want to get that, so I won't. But
well, sweet. Let's wrap it up, man. If there's any way people can support Brother Sports, how can they do that?
just add us your.
What's the best
Listen
way?
to it.
There's,
Follow us on
I think
Instagram.
there's two ways. It's like listening to the things that we put out. Honestly, like that's the easiest. That's the quickest way.
Yeah.
At like saving songs, listening to songs, watching the video when it comes out, all of that stuff.
And you guys have a YouTube channel?
Man,
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we do.
But it's
Okay.
We like money too.
yeah,
They like money too.
Venmo, brother.
Oh wait, sorry. Before we fully wrap up, I want to ask you, like, I know you did.
Oh, is this
You've
my last
done-
question I was gonna ask? The Jordan hair debate.
No, not that. You did a live stream show. What is?
Oh,
your-
yeah.
What are the people that you talk to? What is everyone's opinions on doing live stream shows? Like, we haven't done. We want to do one, but it seems kind of like I mean, I've only ever watched live stream shows on Instagram, which means that it's only on my phone, which means that it never sounds that good, but it's just cool.
Yeah.
My friends play music. Like, what value do you feel like they bring to, like, continuing to connect with an audience, all that? I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
I think it's really good, actually. At first I didn't want to do one because I was like, oh, everyone's doing one, and some people go live every day. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like it's too much. But I think if you know, I went on live once and it felt great. I played for like an hour and it felt like a show. You know, kind of. You kind of get that little rush of like, oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even think of.
Yeah, kind of like a little rush.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I felt like I needed a beer. Like, okay. But like I think it's great. Like people in the comment section were just like yelling out songs, and if I remembered how to play them, I would play them. People wanted to hear new stuff, so I would play the new stuff, and yeah.
That's cool.
I think it's good. I think it's a great way to reach out to people and just to once again just kind of keep things rolling.
Yeah.
In the grand. I was gonna say, in the grand scheme of things, like every post that we make is literally just one post, and we have to stop assuming that everyone saw that one post
Totally.
and like just keep dumping shit, man. It's what it's there for, and you want to make it good. Obviously, don't post a bunch of bullshit, but like make it fun, make it smart, and I don't know. Going live is fun. I think it's awesome. I did it once. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. I might do it again. I don't know. Really depends how I feel.
Yeah.
But
I can always do backup vocals over the internet for you.
And that's another fun thing, like just getting on live and just just talking.
Yeah.
You know, just sort of trying to see how everyone's doing. One girl was like from Brazil, and I'm definitely never going to Brazil. Like I don't know how I would. Like so, and she's never seen Dante live before, so she was really stoked in the comment section. So
Whoa.
there's stuff like that I
That's
think
cool.
is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
really
so
cool.
tight.
No, I mean that's like one of those things that just seems like, especially early on, I was like, everyone needs to stop going live. Like everyone's going live.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it.
I
We
know.
love playing
Yeah.
your shit. Like cool. But then after a while, I was like, I've found that like I appreciate so much when someone's going live. I'm like, oh, I have like 30 minutes to spare. I'm not doing shit
Yeah.
right now. I'll just like watch this for a little bit. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, I guess
I know.
we need to do it.
We're
Do one.
We're gonna
Yeah.
do it, and
Are you guys gonna do it? Are you gonna do it full band or just like you two? Or
it'll probably just be us two, just because it's.
I saw someone doing a full band one, and I was like, oh, it's a little too loud, and it's like the drums are like,
Yeah.
starting to get crunchy.
I
I
love
just-
us. You know,
No,
really?
I just-
Okay, what do you think about this? Okay, I know you can edit the shit whenever you want. Like, well, because what I was going to say was, dude, it actually started feeling like less of and maybe it's because I'm too White Claws in, but like it started feeling less of like a computer digital conversation, more like actually just shoot the shits.
Yeah, it kind of gets like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I would rather do like, you know how like some people are doing, like they record their own parts.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
those. Yeah. I don't know how to logistically do that, but I like the idea.
You can't do
too.
that live though, because then it's not live, right? It's just like a video.
Oh, but
Yeah, I know
I think it was was it Yeah Yes that did.
they did one.
Yeah, she like Karen O was singing in her closet while whoever the fucking other person is in the band
Yeah.
was on a laptop, and she was like singing to the laptop, which was like playing on this. That was actually really cool. I was like,
That's cool. Yeah.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about it, is that like I've been curious about like how are people doing this? It's like, you know, 20% more interesting, and like
Yeah.
not just because the unfortunate thing about a lot of the live shows is that they're bands that I really like, and then it's just like the main songwriter playing just themselves,
Guitar.
and then
yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, cool. I enjoy the experience of like hearing the song, but I'm not getting the experience that I love
Of the
like,
full
whole
band,
fucking
yeah.
song, yeah, the whole band. And so,
I could even see it like, you know, I know Jerry Paper used to do shows like this, but like just having the tracks play and then it turns into like a karaoke.
yeah.
You know?
No, I've seen like I remember watching Moaning did that, and Boyo
Oh yeah.
has been doing a bunch of live videos, and I've been enjoying those. And so you know,
Yeah.
there's definitely a way to do it. But okay, to get back to your original question, how you support Brother Sports, watch our live
Yeah.
stream whenever we do it. Listen to our music.
Venmo, live stream,
Venmo us,
Spotify.
Venmo us whenever you want, and then we'll play you a song. Yeah,
You guys are starting a YouTube channel then. If you're gonna drop a video, that's
that's the
starting a YouTube
yeah,
channel.
that's called starting a YouTube channel, and then we're gonna put out YouTube shit. That's the next thing.
You totally should, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then also me personally, I do a bunch of like graphic design for the band and just like a bunch of other stuff.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask about you doing graphic design for all these singles too.
Yes, that shit is super fun, and it's really cool. The only thing about it, and I've been like tripping about this for a while, is that like, especially when it comes to like our own music, and then I've had like the privilege of working on music with like bands that I really love and like local bands that I'm like really with. I have this like mental block where it's harder to work on stuff that's for ourselves and like for people that I really love and that I personally know. And then whenever I'm like working on something for someone that I don't care about at all, like I make the coolest, like most amazing thing. And then when it's like for myself and like for people that I know, I'm just like, I get like antsy and weird about it. But
Yeah.
to all the people out there that don't know me at all, I'll make you something really cool. And like to all the people that know me
cool.
personally, it's gonna suck. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and shoot everything at Anthony Dawson Maria. I'm his agent. Take 50% of everything. But yeah, so yeah, follow us at Brother Sports. Follow Eastside Graphic Design. We yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Hell yeah, man. Well, let's wrap it up. Thanks for being on the pod. I wanted to do this when I came through Texas, but obviously I can't go to Texas, so we'll have to do this next time in person
Yeah.
when this is all over with.
And we're going to Mexico eventually, Ruben.
Yeah, let's do a Mexico tour. I'm very down.
That
Let's
sounds
do it.
dope.
All right, man.
Just let me. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, bye.
See ya.
Later, man.